My name is Deborah Stearns. I'm a professor of psychology at Montgomery College. I started here in 2002. I was hired by the psychology department as an associate professor and became full professor later on. And I've been teaching in the psychology department since then. The award that I just received was the Maryland Professor of the Year for 2010. This is an award that's presented by the Case Foundation and the Carnegie Association. It's the only award in the United States that's given to honor undergraduate teaching. And I was nominated by Dr. Ackerman, the provost at the Rockville campus, and I was very honored to be nominated. That was just really surprising and unexpected and wonderful. And that was last spring, and put together a packet of recommendation letters from my fabulous colleagues and my amazing students. So I've always had a passion for psychology from as long back as I can remember, and I don't know why, but I always was interested in what are people thinking, how are they reacting, what makes us tick. That was just really interesting to me. And then I went to undergraduate and started studying psychology and found out, yes indeed, I still do like this, and majored in that. Went on to graduate school and really was coming from a place where we did a lot of research and a lot of scholarship, which I still value, and I think that that's incredibly important to bring to the classroom, to understand how the research is done, to be on that cutting edge of where the information is coming from. But I also began teaching and loved teaching. I think it's really such a wonderful experience to be able to convey new information and new knowledge to students, to have these wonderful conversations. What I remember as an undergraduate was just having these terrific intellectual discussions, not just in the classroom, but in the dorms. And I feel incredibly privileged that I get to be paid for having terrific, fabulous intellectual conversations every day with my colleagues and with my students. I mean, I have the best job in the world. Part of what matters a lot to me, probably the most important thing that I want to get across to my students, is the need for critical thinking. That it's really important to be able to evaluate the information you're getting, to think about it critically and not just accept it or reject it. You know, I like it, yes it's true. I don't like it, no it's not true. But to be able to think about it, you know, is there good evidence for this? Is this a reasonable proposition? Because we're so overwhelmed with information now. We have access to so much information. I want every student to find their own voice and to get excited about learning. You know, that when I have students write research papers, I want them to pick the topic, because it should be something they're excited about finding out. It should be something that I want them to find out. So I hope that they develop a passion for learning that carries them far beyond the college context. Because I really think that college isn't just a place for learning facts, it's a place of transformation. You expand your horizons, you become a different kind of person because of the classes, because of the interactions with faculty and other students. And I'm so privileged and honored to be able to see my students transform sometimes to really blossom and become these amazing, wonderful people that go on to do terrific things. I think in general, what I'd want to say to really anybody coming in to study is to have an open mind, to be open to a variety of possibilities, and to find your passion. So if a student were interested in teaching and think that they would love to teach, but they're afraid to go into it because they don't think it will pay enough money or something like that, I would say, don't focus on the money. I would say, think about what you love to do, because we spend so much time at work. You should love what you do. And I always want students to find not just what they're good at or what they could be successful at, but what they really, truly enjoy doing. Because when you love what you do it well. How could you not? Because you love it. So I would hope to help them find their passion and pursue that, and to be open to a variety of life trajectories, that there's not just one way to go, there's not just one kind of career or job. They may change jobs and careers, and to really be lifelong learners, because whatever career you end up in, whatever job you end up in, whether you're working in a daycare center, whether you're working as an educator, whether you're working as a lawyer, you're going to have to keep learning, even that's not in a classroom. Or maybe you decide to switch careers in midlife and you come back to school. We need to be always learning new information and always growing. And I think if that's the way you see yourself and that's the way you approach life, then you'll do well and you will enjoy life, and you'll contribute back to your community in a really important way.